Dad, seriously, when are you gonna get rid of this heap?
The neighbors probably think we keep a scrapyard.
This truck's been through more with this family than you two realize.
As the others drifted toward the house, William's hand rested on the old truck door. He didn't want them to see his face.
This was your mother's favorite spot.
Later that night, alone in the driveway, a faint glint on the truck seat caught William's eye. He leaned closer. Fresh scratches marked the compartment lock. Someone had forced it. William slid his hand under the worn seat cushion. His fingers met cold steel. He pulled out a small steel safe, heavy and dusty. It hadn't been moved in decades. In the garage light, William stared at the safe. Someone had been looking for it. Someone inside his own family. William turned the combination with steady fingers until the safe clicked open. The sound echoed in the silent garage. Inside, a single folded letter rested against the cold steel. Its edges were worn from years of waiting.
Barbara, what did you hide from me?
My dearest William, if you are reading this, I am already gone. There is a poison in this family. I discovered months ago that someone has been stealing from you. I couldn't tell you while I fought my own battle. Please be careful.
Stealing? From me? Who would? Jason? Lisa? No, I can't believe it.
Trust no one until you know the truth. You were always the strong one. I love you always, Barbara. William walked to the living room and sank into his armchair. He stared at the framed photo of Barbara on the side table, the letter limp in his hand.
She carried this secret alone while she was dying because of someone we trusted.
He folded the letter carefully, pressed it to his chest for a moment, and then placed it back in the safe. Tomorrow, he would start looking. The next morning, William sat in his study, the glow of the laptop screen hardening every line on his face. He opened the joint checking account and scrolled back 2 years, his breath slowing with each click.
$5,000. Then 8. Another 6. Right after Barbara passed.
The transactions were labeled as transfers, all authorized with what looked like his own digital signature. He grabbed the phone and called the bank. The automated voice only tightened the knot in his stomach.
This is William Hayes. I am looking at withdrawals I never made. How did these get approved? You are telling me you can't confirm who initiated the transfers. Those are my funds.
The bank offered generic reassurance. William hung up and pulled the printed statements from his file box.
Over $200,000. Someone's been bleeding me for 2 years, under my own roof.
He sat in the half-dark, the weight of Barbara's letter pressing harder than ever. The thief was close. The next afternoon, William asked Jason to stop by for lunch. He needed to watch his son's face when money came up.
Dad, honestly, you shouldn't stress. Markets fluctuate, and a few withdrawals won't hurt a portfolio like yours.
A few withdrawals? Jason, these were transfers. Big ones. You think I should just ignore them?
I am saying you've got people to manage that. No need to lose sleep. Are you feeling okay? You seem wound up.
He didn't ask which accounts. Just brushed it off like it was pocket change.
2 days later, Lisa came over for coffee. William kept his voice light while she stirred her cup.
I've been so busy with work, Dad. You know how it is? I barely look at my own bank account.
It's just that I'm finding things that don't add up. Someone with family access might be helping themselves.
Don't let your imagination run wild. Why don't you focus on something nice, like fixing up Mom's old garden?
After Lisa left, William sat alone. Neither child had answered anything, and both had dodged like someone hiding a debt. William had requested copies of every withdrawal slip from the bank. They arrived that morning. At home, he laid them out. The signatures were clumsy forgeries. Someone had tried to copy his pen strokes.
That's not my hand. The loops are wrong, and the slant is forced. This is deliberate.
He needed handwriting samples from both children. He'd compare them without raising suspicion. He asked Jason to sign a receipt. His son didn't hesitate, his signature looping quickly on the paper. Later, he handed Lisa a form. She wrote her name carefully, her little finger pressing hard.
Jason's O closes the same way as the forgery, but I can't be certain. I need to see who tries the safe.
That evening, he placed the safe back in the truck. Then he concealed a motion-activated camera under the dash. The camera's lens pointed at the seat. If anyone touched that compartment, he'd finally know who it was. He locked the truck and went back inside. Now, only time could give him answers. 3 days passed. William checked the feed every hour, but the camera showed only an empty driveway and rustling leaves.
Maybe Barbara was wrong. Maybe I am just an old man chasing ghosts.
Then, at 2:30 in the morning, his phone buzzed with a motion alert. His heart slammed against his ribs.
Someone's at the truck. Finally.
He tapped the live feed. The screen flickered, then showed a dark silhouette moving low along the side of the truck. The figure was hunched, wearing a dark hoodie. It tried the door, then forced a tool into the window seal.
Turn around. Show me your face.
But the hood stayed up. After a few tense seconds, the figure retreated into the shadows, vanishing down the street.
They'll be back. Next time, I won't be watching from a screen.
William replayed the blurry footage twice. The shape could be a man of Jason's build, but the image was too grainy to be sure. William needed to see his daughter's face. When she saw the footage, he invited her for lunch, the tablet ready on the table.
Lisa, I need your opinion on something. Someone's been prowling around the truck at night.
Prowling? Dad? What are you talking about? You are scaring me a little.
Just look. I caught this on a camera. I set up after the seat lock was scratched. Tell me what you see.
That could be anything. A raccoon, maybe. The camera's night vision makes it look worse than it is.
A raccoon doesn't carry a crowbar, sweetheart. Do you know who this might be?
Her hands began to tremble. Tears welled before she could press them back, her lips parting as if to speak.
Please, Dad, I can't. I can't talk about it. It's not what you think. But please, just let it go.
Lisa, someone is stealing from me. If you know anything, you need to tell me. I am not letting this go.
Lisa shook her head and left without another word. The silence she left behind told William exactly who she was protecting. William sat alone in the garage that night, the safe beside him. He didn't have proof, but he had something better. Bait. The next morning, he called Lisa. His voice was calm, almost casual.
Lisa, I've been thinking. I received a small insurance payout from your mother's policy. I am keeping it in the safe for now, just so you know.
On the other end, Lisa's voice dropped to a whisper.
Dad, is that safe? You told me someone's been prowling.
It's fine. No one's getting past that lock. I just wanted you to be aware.
That afternoon, he dialed Jason and fed him the same story.
20 grand in cash. Dad, that's not smart. You should put it in the bank.
William heard the hunger beneath his son's concern. The trap was closing. That evening, he installed a sharper camera, its lens fixed on the seat. Now he only had to wait. Jason showed up 2 days later without calling first, his smile a little too quick, his questions too casual.
So, Dad, is the old truck still holding up? You hear anything strange at night?
No, nothing weird. Why do you ask?
Just thinking about what you said, that insurance cash, it's really still in the truck.
William studied his son's face. The eagerness was barely hidden, and it settled like a stone in his gut. That evening, Lisa called, her voice thin with worry.
Dad, are you okay? I've been feeling uneasy. You should really put that money somewhere safer.
Lisa, I told you, it's secure, but I appreciate you checking.
After hanging up, William sat in his armchair, staring at Barbara's photo. The waiting was grinding him down. He didn't sleep that night. The silence pressed against the windows, and he listened for footsteps that never came. At 2 in the morning, William's phone vibrated across the nightstand. Motion detected. He snatched the tablet from the side table. The screen flickered, and the new camera's image was sharp. There was no mistaking the face on the feed this time. Jason.
It's really you, my own son.
On the screen, Jason worked a crowbar into the seat compartment. The metal groaned under his weight. William threw off the covers. His bare feet hit the cold floor, and he grabbed the heavy flashlight from the closet.
You are not going anywhere, Jason. Not this time.
Outside, Jason was too focused to notice the porch light flick on. He grunted, forcing the compartment open. William slipped through the kitchen door and stepped onto the gravel. The cold night air bit his skin. He walked toward the truck, thumb resting on the flashlight's switch. Jason was just a few yards away. A sharp click broke the silence. The white beam cut through the dark and locked onto Jason's face.
Dad, what are you? I can explain. This isn't what it looks like.
Drop the crowbar, Jason, now.
I was just borrowing some cash. I am in a hole, a bad one. I would have paid it back. I swear.
Borrowing? You've been bleeding my accounts for 2 years. Don't insult me with lies.
Okay, it was more than once, but I've got a plan. Give me a month, and I'll put it all back.
Get off my property. Go home, and don't come back until you are ready to tell me everything. And if I see you near this truck again, I won't just use a flashlight. I'll call the police.
Fine. But you'll see, Dad, I can fix this.
Jason disappeared into the night. William stood in the driveway, the crowbar cold at his feet. He knew this wasn't over. William walked back inside, the crowbar still lying in the gravel. The kitchen was dark and cold. A car door slammed outside. Lisa rushed through the front door, breathless, her eyes wide.
Dad, I heard shouting from my car. What's going on? Why is the crowbar on the driveway?
It was Jason. I caught him trying to break into the truck for the safe. He's been stealing from me for years.
Oh God, I saw him take money from your wallet once, years ago. I told myself it was a one-time thing. I should have said something.
She covered her face with her hands. The sobs she'd been holding back broke through.
He's my brother. I didn't want to believe it, but when you showed me that footage, I knew. I was scared he'd ruin everything.
They both lied, but at least Lisa's still here. Maybe that's enough to start.
Dad, I'll help you find all the evidence. Whatever he's done, we can't let him get away with it. Not anymore.
William nodded slowly. He didn't have a son he could trust, but his daughter had finally chosen his side. William retrieved the safe from the truck and set it on the kitchen table. Lisa pulled up a chair beside him.
Let's look inside again. There might be something we missed. Mom was too careful to leave only one letter.
William opened the safe. Lisa pressed against the felt lining, and her fingers found a slight give near the bottom corner.
Dad, this bottom isn't solid. There's a seam, I can feel it.
She pried at the corner, and a false panel lifted, revealing a shallow, hidden compartment beneath. Inside lay a small digital voice recorder and a thick manila envelope, sealed with tape that had yellowed with age.
Barbara, you planned for everything, even for him.
William lifted the recorder. His hands trembled so badly he almost dropped it.
What's on it? And what's in that envelope?
He didn't answer. He just held the recorder, feeling Barbara's presence stronger than it had been in years. William pressed play. Static hissed. Then Barbara's voice filled the room, fragile and determined. William, it's Jason. I found the missing funds in a side account he thought I wouldn't see. He's taken over $200,000. I confronted him, and he cried, begged, promised to stop, but I couldn't tell you while I was sick. I didn't want your last memory of me to be a war. I left everything in the envelope. Use it to protect yourself. I love you both.
Mom knew. She knew the whole time, and she couldn't tell us.
She tried to stop him alone. Now it's my turn.
They moved to the living room. William opened the envelope, revealing bank records and a handwritten log from Barbara.
We take this to a lawyer tomorrow. I am freezing every account Jason can touch.
Lisa nodded, wiping her eyes. For the first time since the barbecue, William felt the truth on his side. The next morning, William and Lisa entered a law office. The manila envelope weighed heavy on his arm. The attorney listened to the recorder, then scanned the bank records Barbara had compiled. His expression tightened. He told them this was more than enough for an emergency asset freeze. The law was clear.
I want to file the petition today, before Jason can move another cent.
The attorney drafted the documents on the spot. Lisa held William's hand, her grip tight.
It's actually happening. We're really doing this.
Within the hour, the petition was submitted to the court. An order to freeze the contested accounts was pending. William sat back, exhausted. The fight wasn't over, but the first real blow had been struck.
Barbara found the truth. Now the law will finish it.
Lisa nodded, her tears dry now. They left the office together. A new weight settled between them.
Jason, I'd like you to come over tonight. We need to talk about the other night.
Fine. But if this is another lecture, I am not staying long.
An hour later, headlights cut through the dusk. Lisa stood by the window, arms crossed like armor. Jason stepped out and walked toward the door. His face was set, but his hands fidgeted with his keys. They sat at the kitchen table. The same table where they'd shared Sunday dinners when their mother was alive.
All right, I am here. What's this about?
I asked Lisa to be here, because what I am about to say affects all of us.
Effects? Dad, you are making it sound like an intervention.
William placed a folder on the table, but kept it closed. His hand rested on it like a promise. Jason's eyes flicked to the folder, then to Lisa. The air thickened like a held breath. William opened the folder and placed the small recorder on the table. No one spoke. William, it's Jason. He's taken over 200,000. I've documented everything. Jason's face drained of color. His fingers dug into the wood of the table.
That's not the whole story. I was going to pay it back. You can't judge me.
You had 2 years. And you came here at midnight with a crowbar looking for more.
You stole from Mom while she was dying. What kind of person does that?
I was drowning. You don't know what it's like to owe that much. I had no choice.
William slid a legal document across the table. The freeze order was already in effect.
You froze my accounts. Behind my back. That money was mine to manage.
Jason slammed his fist, then slumped back. The fight drained out of him, leaving only shame. The next morning, William's phone rang. The lawyer confirmed the freeze order had fully taken effect.
Every account? Jason has no access at all?
The court had issued a blanket order. Jason's name was removed from every family asset. At midday, police served Jason with a formal notice of the criminal complaint. His face was one of pure rage.
Dad, it's really over. He can't touch anything else.
The legal part is done. But he still has to face what he did.
William went to the living room and stood before Barbara's photo. Her smile seemed to understand.
You knew he'd try again. You left the proof so I could finish this. You never stopped fighting.
He carried the safe back to the truck and set it on the passenger seat. It belonged there now. The estate was safe. The truck had kept its secret, and now it carried Barbara's victory. That evening, William and Lisa sat together on the couch. The manila envelope still held more than they had first noticed. William reached into the envelope and pulled out 2 folded sheets, each addressed in Barbara's handwriting. He handed Lisa her letter, then unfolded his own. Her familiar handwriting blurred for a moment. My William, I am sorry I couldn't stop him. I hope this evidence protects you now. You were always the steady one.
She fought for me until the very end. Even when she couldn't speak, her love kept shouting.
Lisa opened hers with trembling fingers. Barbara's words were simple, but fierce. Lisa, be strong for your father. You are braver than you know. I love you both, more than any mistake.
She forgave him, even after what he did. I don't know if I can.
Forgiveness doesn't mean no consequences. We did what was right, and she'd be proud.
They folded the letters and placed them beside Barbara's photo on the mantel. Her presence filled the room. A few weeks later, William sat in his study with a fresh bank statement. Every account balance was correct for the first time in years. He removed Jason's name from all authorizations. No joint accounts, no transfers. Only his own signature would move a cent. the criminal case would take months, but the freeze order had made recovery possible. For now, the bleeding had stopped. He walked out to the driveway. The old pickup sat in its usual spot, but it felt different now. He opened the door and ran his hand over the worn seat cushion. The hidden compartment was empty, but it held memories better than cash.
This truck paid my debts, not to a bank, but to the truth.
He sat behind the wheel, not starting the engine, just breathing in the silence.
I'll never sell it. Not now, not ever.
The passenger seat was empty, but he could almost feel the weight of that old safe still watching over him. Jason was gone, and the family wasn't whole. William accepted that some fractures couldn't be smoothed away. Lisa appeared at the driveway's end and walked to William by the truck. Neither spoke.
Dad, I'm sorry. I was wrong about this truck. It's not a heap.
It's just metal and rust. But it's where your mother hid the truth, and where I found my way back.
Lisa reached out and touched the cold metal. She had dismissed it for years. Now it felt sacred.
I'll never mock it again, Dad. The truck deserves better than I ever gave it.
She'd like that. She always said this truck was part of the family.
They stood in the cooling evening, the old truck's shadow stretching long across the gravel. William opened the driver's door. The empty passenger seat glowed in the last sunlight.
We'll be okay, Barbara. Not whole, but okay. That's enough.
Lisa climbed into the passenger side, and they sat in silence, the engine quiet, the world waiting. The next afternoon, William walked to the truck alone. He carried a single white daisy from the garden. He placed it on the dashboard, right over the spot where the safe had once been hidden. The engine rumbled to life, a familiar sound that had carried the family through decades. He pulled onto the road and let the old truck find its rhythm, the wind slipping through the cracked window seal. He drove past fields and fences, no destination in mind. The road was enough. He remembered Barbara's laugh in this seat, the way she'd hang her hand out the window.
You are still here, aren't you?
The sun dipped below the tree line, painting the fields in hues of orange and pink. He turned the truck around and headed home. The driveway was empty, but it no longer felt lonely. The old pickup stood where it always had, a faithful keeper of secrets, and now a testament to a love that never ended.